It's another great day in the beautiful city of Ocala, Florida. And if you've been looking for a property sitting on at least a half an acre lot with no HOA and no CDD, because maybe you've been living with an HOA for too long and too close to your neighbor, or maybe you have some dogs and you want them to run free around your backyard and have a lot of space to enjoy, I have an opportunity that might be just right for you. Let's get into it. Welcome back. Welcome to another episode. My name is Ramsesmisel. You can call me Ram. And the whole purpose of this channel is to bring you the most unique opportunities here in the beautiful Sunshine State. I'm a real estate advisor, and I want to always make sure that my clients or the people that follow me have the best opportunities, get the best deals, and get the property they love. Now, without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, the property that we're going to be touring today is going to be located in the city of Ocala, Florida. We're going to be located specifically in the Marion Oaks area. Now, something I do want to mention about this home in particular, we're going to be in the southernmost part of Marion Oaks. So it might be a little far from shopping, dining, hospitals, etc. It might be about 25 minutes, give or take, to have access to those things, leisure, etc. Okay, the good thing is that you're going to be in a pretty newer area without much people around, which will give you a sense of space. And if you're tired of people, this might be it for you. Now, on a little bit of a grander scale, we've probably covered it in another video and in a couple other videos, but Ocala is going to be about an hour and 20 from Orlando and about an hour and 20 from all Orlando's major theme parks. We're going to be about an hour and 45 from all the beaches the west coast of Florida has to offer, like Clearwater Beach, for example. And we're going to be about an hour to an hour and 15 from the beaches in the east coast of Florida, Daytona, Cocoa Beach, etc. Now, talking a little bit more about the property itself, this property is going to feature 3 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, and about 1,500 square feet of living space, a little bit over 1,500 square feet of living space, actually 1,550 to be more exact. Now, something important about this property is actually going to be a wood construction property. Unlike most properties that we show and most properties in Central Florida, this property is going to be a wood construction, wood frame property. Now, you guys can see a little bit of the exterior with the white base and the black trims. I think it looks very beautiful and it looks really modern and cute for a home of this style. We of course are going to have the wood siding that give this home more of a farm look. Okay, now let's go a little bit more into the front of the property, and of course we're going to have this little area for your garden so that you can put your plants once you move in. And we're going to have our front porch so you can sit down and enjoy some coffee in the mornings. Always you have the option, of course, there's no HOA here, so you can put a screened enclosure so you can sit down and not be devoured by the mosquitoes. Now, let's go in and give it a look. Now, stepping into the property, we're going to notice a couple things that are going to be important. The first is no carpet whatsoever. The home is going to feature full LVP flooring throughout. Of course, the home is going to be separated in like a couple of different areas, even though it's a completely open floor plan. We're going to have this area that's going to be your designated living area. Of course, super cool to have this huge window so that we can bring all that natural light during those lower mornings where we maybe wake up a little bit late. Now, very important, and one of the house's most important parts is going to be the kitchen. Quartz countertops, of course, throughout the house, even in the bathrooms. We have these beautiful chandeliers hanging right above. And this countertop, or this island, is going to be about 10 to 12 feet long. Of course, more quartz countertops right here. And we have a lot of cabinetry in this space. Of course, you're going to see really no appliances, but they're still finishing up this home. So that's why you don't see majority of the appliances, but you can expect to have at least a dishwasher, a range oven, and a microwave, because you need those to close on the house. Now, let's move on to the front of the kitchen. That's going to be kind of like your dining designated area where you can put your dining table or maybe a small round table. This house is not too big, but it's going to be a cozy starter home or something small and comfortable. Okay, now let's step onto this side. This is going to be a split floor plan, so all the guest bedrooms on one side and the master bedrooms on the other side. Let's tour the first guest bedroom. As you guys see, compared to what we have toured before, it's not too small. It's a pretty sizable guest bedroom. I want to say about 12 by 10 in space, which is pretty cozy for maybe one of your kids or for your visit to come and stay in your property. Okay, in between the two guest bedrooms, we're going to have our guest bathroom and our first bathroom on the property. Of course, quartz countertops as well. We're going to have this soft close cabinetry all throughout with real oak cabinetry, and of course we're going to have this smart mirror that not really every builder includes, so it's always something very cool to have. Okay, of course, as we go a little bit deeper into the bathroom, we're going to have our shower top combination, as we've been seeing in majority of properties, floor to ceiling tile, and the black fixtures as well. Super cool, simple but very cute at the same time. Now let's move on to the second guest bedroom. It's going to be pretty much the same, pretty similar, 10 by 12 like I said before. Of course, we're going to have our built-in closets, nothing too big, nothing too small. This would be more of a starter home like I said before, so the spaces are what you guys see right here. And always important to have our little linen closet for your towels or your blankets or all of those things. Okay, now let's move right across the property and go tour the master bedroom. But before we go and tour the master bedrooms, we have a couple stops to make. Let's go ahead and tour in the laundry room and the garage. Now, going into our laundry room, the first thing that we're going to see right off the bat is going to be, of course, this kind of like prep area. We're going to be right next to the garage. So let's say you're getting home from work and it's late, you're tired, and you have maybe your purse or some of your personal items, your keys, you can just throw them in there and then grab them back as soon as you leave. Of course, you have some cabinetry here too with soft close cabinetry, which is cool, and your typical wire rack. Here is going to be your wash and dry connection, so you guys already know that, and all of those are normally not included with this builder, but it's always negotiable. Now, coming into the garage, this is going to be a 2-car garage, and excuse a little bit of the mess. Normally, of course, some houses have the AC handler inside of the house. Some of them have it in the garage, in some area around the garage. In this case, it's going to be right above us, which is pretty cool because it doesn't take away space from the house, and you still have it in a very easy area to be serviced on. Of course, our breaker box, electrical panel, and our water heater. Something that is really cool too, that a lot of people take for granted here in Ocala, but it's not too common in other areas of Florida, is to have a garage door opener or the motor. Some builders actually don't include it, and you have to buy it after you move in, which can cost you about 500 bucks. Now let's go outside and to the west side of the property, and we're going to check out the master's bedroom. Let's go, come in. Okay, so right next to that area, we're going to have, of course, our huge master bedroom. I think it's pretty big for a property this price. So this master is going to be about 14 by 16, I would say, give or take, just like an eye measurement. And of course, we're going to have a walk-in closet, super chic walk-in closet, nothing too huge, but it's not too small either, with 2 wire racks on each side. I will always recommend just to change those out eventually into an actual closet. Okay, now right next to our master closet, we have our master's or primary bathroom with, of course, more quartz countertops, this little quartz backsplash right here, and more smart mirrors, which is always cool. You know, if you like to take pictures on the mirror, it's always good to have those lights. Of course, the double sink vanity and more cabinetry throughout, so you can have a lot of storage. Of course, we have our toilet, and we're going to have a walk-in shower that's pretty spacious, and it has this really cool rain shower feature that some houses really don't have it. So I think it differentiates this home and this master bathroom a little bit. Of course, the black fixtures that you guys can see, and floor to ceiling tile for the backsplash as well. Okay, now the glass is something I've been able to negotiate as well. It's not always the case, but sometimes you can negotiate the builder to have a glass door there. Okay, now usually we'll go in through the kitchen and access the backyard, but in this case we're just going to go from the bedroom right into our backyard area. Come on. Okay, so this last part of the video we're gonna have to do without the videographer. He had a small emergency, so he's gonna have to head out for the meantime. But I want to make sure you guys finish touring this beautiful and spacious backyard. So we're going to go ahead and give it a quick tour. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this property is going to be sitting on a half an acre of land. I'm not sure if you guys can tell how massive this is based on just this video. Anyways, we're gonna throw some drone footage there so that you guys can see the magnitude of this lot. Of course, if you guys see behind me, there's going to be a small fence. That fence is going to show the property line where it ends. And of course, we're going to try to put some drone footage so that you can see where it ends on the sides, which it also has a lot of space on the sides. Usually a lot of properties will have all the acreage towards the back of the property. In this case, you have some space to the sides so that you don't have to be right on top of your neighbor. Now, a couple things about this property, of course, is we are going to be in a septic tank and a well water system. So you're going to have water from the Florida aquifer, which a lot of people prefer. It's very clean water. So if you're one of those that maybe has been living in a metro area or in a big city where the water gets recycled from, you know, our waste, and you want to enjoy a much more natural and clean water from the Florida aquifer, if you want to know more about the Florida aquifer, do a little bit of research, ask ChatGPT, and it will tell you all you need to know about the Florida aquifer. Of course, when having a well system, I do want to let you know, you want to make sure the water stays drinkable. So you want to make sure to always run your tests. It can be a little bit more of a headache compared to city water where you don't really have to think about it. And I always recommend you put a water softener system because the water on the wells tends to be a little bit harder. So, you know, it might make your skin a little bit drier whenever you take a shower, or even make you shed a little bit more of hair. That's just because it has a lot of minerals. You can actually eliminate a lot of those minerals by adding a water softener and keep the good minerals for your body, you know, through the process of elimination. Now, of course, right here, we're going to see our well system. For those of you who are not familiar, this is how it looks like. And of course, the septic tank is going to be right in the front of the property. Now, if you're a first-time home buyer, if you're a second-time home buyer, if you're looking to relocate to Florida, I think this property is actually a very good opportunity because of the price and because of the opportunity you have here with this lot size. If you don't know what the numbers look like for this exact same property at this price, we're gonna go inside and discuss a little bit of those numbers so that you can have an idea of what it would be in your case to get into a home like this, okay? Now let's go in and go over those numbers. Now, getting a little bit into what the numbers for this property are going to be. For starters, this property is going to be priced currently at $298,000. Of course, prices are always subject to change. Maybe you find it in a couple weeks still on the market, maybe in a week it's already gone, or maybe prices skyrocket in the next couple of months and it starts going up in value. What I will say is currently prices are downtrending a little bit. So I always recommend my clients to get ahead of that trend so that they don't miss out on any opportunities currently, and they are still well priced for the future. I currently sometimes recommend between a 3 to 7% price reduction to adjust for that current pricing, given that currently we have a lot of property for sale here in Ocala. Now, diving a little bit more into what those numbers are going to be, I always like to run the numbers for FHA buyers because, first-time home buyers are usually the ones that are not too familiar with the market, and they're not too familiar with what it entails owning a property. But of course, if you are a conventional buyer looking to buy your secondary home, you've already bought a home before, and you know the numbers, but maybe need a little bit more help or clarification, you can always give me a call. Now, going with an FHA loan at 3.5%, a normal down payment would be for this property about $10,500. I always recommend my buyers to budget for a down payment and to budget for closing costs just in case. Now, if you budget for a down payment, of course, $10,500, and if you budget in addition to that for closing costs, it would be an additional $9,000, which will bring you to about a $19,500 cash to close. Okay, now of course that doesn't include any inspections. I always recommend we inspect these properties even if they are brand new, like is the case of this one, just to make sure that everything is where it should be. Okay, anyways, all these properties that are brand new always get inspected by the county while they're being built, but better safe than sorry. Now, when it comes to the monthly payments for this property, there's, like I said, no HOA, so no additional HOA fee, and no CDD, so no additional CDD fee added to your taxes. If you don't know what the CDD is, please give me a call and we'll go over what that means. And if you don't know what an HOA is, which I doubt it, of course, you can always reach out. But when it comes to taxes, we're going to be at a tax rate of about 1.3 to 1.5% depending on the area of Marion Oaks. So that would bring you to about a $4,000 tax rate or tax payment every year without counting any deductions. Of course, you get homestead exemption if it's your primary property. Okay, now let's just call it $4,000, and of course you have to have insurance on the property if you are getting a loan. Let's just call the insurance about $75 a month because insurance here is not too expensive. You do not need flood insurance and you do not need hurricane insurance here in Ocala. So let's just call it $75 a month. All in all, with taxes, insurance, and your loan, it will bring you to a payment of about $2,300 a month, give or take. Okay, all these prices are estimated, but it will give you a very good idea of what it would entail getting into the property and the monthly payments for your mortgage once you get into the property. Okay, now without further ado, thank you guys for sticking around and watching another of my videos. I really appreciate you guys, and I would appreciate any feedback that you have in the comments. I always see the comments as I'm new in YouTube, and I always appreciate your feedback so that I can get better and can bring you more content that you guys enjoy. All right, okay guys, with that being said, until the next one, ciao ciao.